Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Who's excited to see the show tonight? Who in this room loves Renée Marino? I also love Renée Marino, as I can't say her name right now. Too much wine, you guys, too much wine. My name is Kate Kazakis. I'm the producing artistic director here at Rockwell. I love cabaret, I love musical theater, I'm a big nerd, and this woman's voice melts my soul. Just put your hands together. Please, everyone, first, pull out your cell phones. Generally, what do people tell you when you go to the theater? Turn them off, but we're actually in a cabaret. We want to make her famous, so put her on YouTube, pull it out. I'm not kidding. Hashtag tonight, Renée Marino rocks. I just made it up. All right, put her on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All right, guys? Put your hands together for the amazing Renée Marino. From the day I was born. The love we had was beyond what many can imagine. Here we go. Let yourself go now. Let yourself go now. Let yourself go now. Let yourself. Don't forget to want to closer. What you like of the love is closer. Here we go. I realize now, it's not just about what we hear as kids that has the most effect on us, you know? It's more about what we witness in those around us, especially the ones we look up to for guidance, right? Yep. For me, that was my dad, my mom, and my grandmother, who I can say with full confidence was a pretty powerful trio. First up, my dad, Frank, my strong male figure whose forever nickname for me has been Little Shit. I'm not kidding. What a term of endearment, right? Once, a friend of mine overheard my father on the phone and she was like, "That's his nickname for you? Like, my dad calls me Care Bear or Sugar Plum." And I said, "No, Little Shit." So I call him Big Shit. Only the Marinos. Well, when I was 12 years old, I auditioned for this all-girls singing group called Just Girls. Creative, right? Well, I made it, and was so excited because they wanted me as one of their lead singers. But after a couple rehearsals, the excitement quickly became discomfort. One day we were working on one of the songs, Girl Gone Bad. Jerry, can I have an E flat? She's a girl gone bad, met a boy, now she's the girl, so sad, girl gone bad. The producers wanted to change my look, dye my hair, wardrobe, make me look 22, I was 12, this was going well. But the real kicker, they loved my voice, but wanted me to make it sound less polished. Because that was their biggest problem. Jerry, can I have any flat? She's a girl. Gone bad. Met a boy. Now she's gone girl. So sad. Girl gone bad. So here I was, among parents who were more than happy to do anything to make their kids stars. It was like an episode of TLC's Toddlers and Tiaras, you know, but on Cinemax. I just felt uneasy about the whole situation. I mean, they were trying to change everything about me. One day after rehearsals, I was really upset, and my father said to me, "Sweetheart, remember this. In this life, people will try to change you or knock you down, but you just always stay true to who you are and be confident in that person. The rest will fall into place." Put your makeup on, get your nails done, curl your hair, look into the mirror at yourself. Do it like you. Do it like you. Wait a second, why should you care what they think of you? Take your makeup off, let your hair down, take a breath, look into the mirror at yourself. Do you like you? 'Cause I like you. So, I listened to my dad's advice and kissed just girls goodbye. And who cares they became Destiny's Child? It's fine. I was a happy 12-year-old. I'm kidding. But hearing these words from my father made me feel so good because it's how he lived his own life and it was proof that it worked. Here's one more example of how Big Shit's advice worked. In 6th grade, at Jessica Crizz's birthday party, I was tested once again. When everyone decided to play Spin the Bottle, I couldn't believe how the other girls just kissed any boy that the bottle landed on. A kiss is a big deal, and I refused to have my first one be meaningless. So, right? So, I stood my ground like Dad said, and decided not to partake. And at the end of the night, the boy I had a crush on came up to me and said, "I really respect you." Then he asked me to dance. See how that works, ladies? The following year, I had my first kiss, and it was just like I dreamed it would be. It was at our town's annual Columbus Day celebration. His name was Melquiades Mosisa. We were under a tree. The light was peeking through the branches. He leaned in, and everything turned slow motion. His lips touched mine, and all I could taste was pumpkin. Still to this day, I can't help but think of him when I have that first pumpkin spice latte of the season. After it happened, I was ecstatic. I ran up to my friend Shannon Phillips and actually said, "You have to pinch me. I think I'm dreaming." Besides my first kiss and being a fly girl in the 90s, my biggest fantasy as a little girl was to perform on Broadway. So, after a few shows under my belt, not on Broadway, I couldn't shake this voice. You know, we all have those little voices. Some call them our ego, some call them imaginary friends, others just call them pains in the ass. Well, I was finally making good money, seeing the country on the national tours of Cats and Disney's High School Musical. But this voice kept reminding me of my dream to be on Broadway, to work in a place where I grew up watching shows, where it all began for me. For some of you, that may have been your local theater in the South or the Midwest. But for me,
Even though everyone thought I was crazy, I left a great job on tour and headed back to the Big Apple. And I'm auditioning a ton, and after a final callback, the casting director, Paul Hart, tells me that I made it to the final 4 girls for the Broadway revival of West Side Story. I didn't get it. But 1 month later, I booked the national tour of Jersey Boys. And yes, I was back on the road for a year and a half, but this was a dream show for me. So after that year and a half, that little voice came back again. So I left tour life for good, followed my heart like Dad said, and went back to New York City again. And 6 months later, I'm at a callback for a regional production of Then Paul Hart called me into his casting office.
Hey Renee, do you sing soprano?
Yeah, I just did.
We need you as a replacement for West Side Story on Broadway.
Wait, I'm confused. 80 Annie isn't in Dance at the Gym. What do you mean? Oh my God, I think I just peed my pants.
Your start rehearsals tomorrow on Broadway.
I just peed my pants! This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. After only 3 days of rehearsal, I had my Broadway debut on the stage of the Palace Theater. Now, Dad, Mom, and my grandma didn't have to fly across the country to see me. They could drive right through the Lincoln Tunnel. I'm standing in the wing, about to go on stage for my first entrance, looked up to the heavens, and said, here we go. That didn't happen for our opening. Let's take that back again, Jerry. Let's do it from the beginning. Because this is how it really went when I was on Broadway. And tears filled my eyes as I heard my dad's voice telling me to stay true to myself, knowing that because I did, here I was.
This girl is on fire.
You guys, if we're going to talk about live theater, then something like that has to happen, right?
We're on it.
We're on it. Next up in the trio, my mom, Ona baby. The feminine figure in my life who taught me never to settle. It's funny because my dream wasn't too far off from my mother's when she was a little girl. She loved to sing and dance in front of the mirror and taught all of her friends at school how to disco. The only difference was her father didn't believe in her going to dance class or pursuing the arts. So instead of performing, she became a hairdresser, which was something else she loved, and in later years, a secretary for a rather nasty executive. Now let me explain something about my mother. She is one of the most respectful people that I know, and because of that, expects the same in return. Fair, right? Well, while at work one day, with 20 minutes left on the clock, her boss asked her to make 300 copies of a double-sided document. 5 minutes later, he was hovering over her like an overbearing parent examining their child under a microscope and said,
"What's taking you so long? If I wanted something that would take step-by-step directions, I would have hired my 5-year-old son. Come on, let's go!"
My mom took the copies, threw them up in the air and said, "For such an educated man, maybe you should go back to school to learn some manners. I quit." She came home and told us, "I don't care how bad we need money. I'm not going to settle for a job where I'm being mistreated." You can be amazing, you can turn crazy to a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking love. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way that words do when they settle in your skin. Kept on the inside with no sunlight, sometimes a shadow wins. Say what you want to say and let the words fall. and listen to her after that, right? All right, Mom, I won't settle. Got it. But Ona, baby, she didn't believe in settling in any part of her life. Even when it came to marriage, she didn't even consider it until she, and only she, was ready. So much so that 3 separate groups of people told her about this great guy she needed to meet. And all 3 times, it was my father, Frank. After the 3rd encounter, stubborn Ona was starting to get the hint, but was still on the fence about going out with him when her brother suggested, I have a plan. I'll tell Frankie I don't feel like going out, then you jump in and say I'll go. My mom did just that, and 9 months later, I'm kidding. My father's response was no. But as you know, I'm standing here in front of all of you, so fate had another plan. I was walking home, minding my business, when out of an orange-colored sky, you flash, bed, Alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was looking to drinking in sunshine when out of that orange-colored view. You again? Flash, bed, Alakazam, I gotta look at you. One look and I will timber, watching out for flying glass. There's a silver feather in my bottom, fell out, I went into a split and I started to shout, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? I was walking low, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. All right, I get the hint. Flash, bed, Alakazam, out of an orange-colored sky. But one look and I yelled timber, watch out for flying glass. 'Cause it seemed like something in my bottom fell out, I went into a spin and I started to shout, this is it, this is it, this is it. Not looking low, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bed, Alakazam, out of an orange-colored, purple stripe, pretty green polka dot sky. Ona baby got married to big shit at 28 years old. And that was in 1977 when people got married at like 10. She always urged me as well not to settle, saying, and I quote, that all over each other romance shit goes out the window. You need to find your best friend. Your father knows me better than I know myself. So, I was living and working in the big city and decided to take Ona baby's advice and start to date, hoping I'd get swept away like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. my true passion. Side note, when I was growing up, we could eat big meals any time of day. With mom making pasta and grand making meatballs. Oh, and when you walk into the Marino household till this day, you sit down to eat. So obviously,